Not long ago, an old friend of mine died. He lived down south. He was a furniture dealer, and he had other things, but furniture was his main line. And I got to thinking about my long-time friendship with him. I remember one time he called me on the telephone, and he said, "Norman, I've got a problem." I said, "Lou, what's the problem?" "Well," he said, "I bought a great big inventory of furniture, and I can't turn it over." I said, "Why not?" He said, "Because we've got what they call a recession going, and I got to have some money, and my line of credit is used up, and the only way that I can handle this thing is to sell this furniture." And he said, "I wake up in the middle of the night and I say to myself, how can I move this furniture?" And finally I prayed about it, and the Lord told me to call you up. Well, I said, "That's very nice of the Lord." I said, "I'm a minister. I'm not in the furniture business." He said, "I know, but you write about positive thinking and all that." And he said, "There must be some way I can sell this furniture." I said, "Well, Lou," he said, "Of course, I know you won't understand this. I've got to get these people in this community. I got to separate them from their money." But he said, "Of course, you wouldn't understand that." I said, "You never ran a church, did you?" I said, "I tell you, Lou, you go out and look and see if there's a woman looking into your window at a chair." And I said, if there's a woman looking in there at a chair, that means she wants the chair. Now, I said, you want to sell her the chair. So you look out at her, and you go out and you say to her, "Madam, would you like to have that chair that's in that window?" And she'd probably say, "Oh, yes, Lou, I'd like to have that chair." Well, he says, "You know something, madam? I would just love for you to have that chair. So you want it, and I want you to want it, so all we got to do is work out a little system whereby you can have it." And you tell her, "I'm more interested in that chair being in your living room than I am of having in your money in my pocket." He said that would be going pretty far. I said, "That's a fact. But, you know, being a merchant isn't getting money. Being a merchant is serving the people." And you go out there and you talk with her and you ask her if she could pay $5 a month and $5 down, and that'd give you $5. And then you go to your creditors, you say you got $5 for that particular chair. They probably would be glad to have it because there's a recession on. He said, "Where do you get these ideas?" I said, "I happen to be a friend of the greatest merchandising genius in the world." "What's his name?" he said. "Oh," I said, "that's a secret." Then I said another thing, "Lou, tell you what you do. You've probably sold furniture to a lot of people, maybe newlyweds. See if you can figure out a newlywed that you sold furniture to maybe 10 years ago that you know may be having marital trouble. And you call them up and you tell them that you've adopted a new policy that every 10 years you want to come and examine the furniture that you've sold them, and you want to come out and talk to both of them, and then try to work the conversation around until you can get into their lives." Because I knew he was a good religious man, he called me back. He said, "That's terrific. That's tremendous." He said, "I went out to see a couple," and he said, "You know, they were at odds and they were about ready to break up. And after a while, they began to tell me all about it." And he said, "What do you know? Before the evening was over, the three of us were down on our knees praying. And I got them to holding hands before I left and kissing each other. And on the way out," he said, "I sold them 2 new chairs."